Welcome, everybody, to Live from Beyond. My name is Kevin. I'll be the DM tonight. We're playing Monsterhearts. This is our third session. If you want to go ahead and catch up, you can watch our earlier episodes on YouTube. Otherwise, we're going to dive right in. These here are my players. Why don't you guys go ahead and give a little introductory now.
Hello, everybody. My name is Alex, and I play Piotr. Piotr is a werewolf raised on the hard streets of Los Angeles. It's not Los Angeles, it's California somewhere, but he's actually pretty chill. But he also happens to be a werewolf. And he's been pining after certain members of this group, but I'm not going to reveal it.
I'm Andrew. I'm playing Drake, the coolest guy in school and leader of the next biggest band in where are we? The Southwest?
In the north or the Northeast? Or like
Northeast.
Vermont.
Great.
Vermont.
Right.
We're in Backerton, Vermont.
What portion of Vermont? Southeast Vermont?
I think Vermont only has one portion.
The central area.
Yeah. The Vermont part. All right.
I'm Michael, and I'm going to be playing Alice tonight, and she's a bit spooky and a bit quiet.
So quiet that we totally didn't notice she wasn't here last week.
Oh, she was around.
All right.
Ugh.
My name is Kim, and I will be playing Vanessa, who is an entirely different flavor of spooky and quiet.
Very good. And I'm Aaron, and I'm playing Godric, who is also in some ways quiet, but definitely has nothing spooky or unusual about him.
I'm not quiet or spooky.
Well, except for the fact that he's dead.
Yeah.
All right,
I
Aaron,
mean,
thanks
maybe.
for playing.
Let's back that up.
Thanks for playing. We'll
right.
see you next time.
So let's do the beginning of session stuff. We'll just run down the line. When we get to a person, tell me if you have some large number of strings on them. Tell them whoever has the highest number of strings. You're gonna select a stat to highlight. If you've never played Monsterhearts before, the stat that's highlighted, the player gets to gain an XP whenever they use that stat. So it's sort of a way for people to encourage certain behaviors. So for Piotr, who has a lot of strings on Piotr?
Everybody has one.
I have
I got
two.
3.
Godric has 3. All right, Godric, what's going to be?
Let's
take mine into account that I give you as well.
what? Yeah, that's the 3. Let's go volatile.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go hot.
Ooh, hot and volatile.
All hot and bonded.
Just like me in real life.
That's
All
right.
All right, who's got strings on Drake?
I have 2.
Oh, I got nothing. Never mind.
All right, Godric.
I mean, this is what happens. This is what happens when you meet a stranger in the Alps. Drake, let's go cold.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go volatile.
Okay.
All right, Alice.
I got nothing.
Does anybody have any strings on Alice?
Nope.
Never even met this kid.
I have 1.
All right, there you go. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. I would like Alice to go volatile.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna
A lot of volatility.
Hot and volatile.
A hot and volatile ghost.
It's
All right.
totally normal, guys.
All right, who's got strings on Vanessa?
Who doesn't?
I got 2.
I got 2.
All right, well, you already went Godric. So
I have 2 also.
Oh, Alice or Piotr? Fight to the death. Just real quick.
I think last time, Alice, I chose for Vanessa, so why don't you go ahead, Michael?
Did I? Oh, okay. I'm going to go... I'm going to go hot.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go dark.
Okay.
Also, Kev, try not to mute your volume, because when
Yeah.
you
I think the second part is say a sentence or two afterwards, because when you talk, your mic recalibrates, and until you talk, it doesn't.
Okay. All right, sure. So who's got strings on Godric?
Let's see. So
I have 1.
3 people should have. Then that means you have 3.
Oh, actually,
You're gonna have 3,
I have 2. actually.
and all right, then you're gonna have 4.
What?
Which may reset or something. Drake, Vanessa, and Piotr all have 2 strings on me, or 2 more strings than they previously had.
Okay.
Why?
Well, isn't there a second part to that? It hasn't
No.
happened yet.
I mean, no, not exactly. It's I'll just send you the verbiage.
Yeah,
But
sure.
suffice it to say, no.
All right. So you said Drake and Vanessa both have 2 strings on you.
Well, actually, I have.
Vanessa,
If I have 2 more than I thought I had, then I have 4.
Okay.
Drake, Vanessa, and maybe Piotr. That one is like more of a close call. Maybe not Piotr. Maybe just Drake and Vanessa.
All right. Well, I'm gonna choose. I'm gonna go for hot.
Okay.
All right.
I'll go for dark.
All right.
Yeah. So Michael, Godric was another one of your classmates that sort of got involved with Drake and Vanessa chasing around some screams in the woods. Godric was then summarily killed by a pitchfork to the chest.
Not true.
What was attached to the pitchfork?
Godric.
Yeah, Godric. On the other side, Vanessa
And a tree, technically.
sort of caught up to him, and they just found him sort of impaled on a tree with a pitchfork through his chest.
Okay.
So, college freshman year is a difficult time. We're all cooler than we are, and we're and we're less suave than we think we are. Or we're not as cool as we think, and we're not as suave as we think.
Won't get fooled.
So why don't we? I'm going to do this. So there's a little problem here because you guys are always going to be in the same order. So I want to try to mix it up. So Alex, you're going to choose for. You're going to skip Andrew and choose for Michael, and then so on down the line. You guys follow what I'm saying. And you're going to choose for Kim, Michael for Aaron, and so on. What you're going to be choosing for them. The question is, like I said, we're all not as cool as we think. We're not quite as suave as we think. What is it that that character that you're choosing for thinks they can get away with, but everybody knows that that they do?
Okay. So Alice is so quiet and so reserved that she thinks, and she's always covered up and she's wearing this big, I don't know, parka or coat or whatever, that she thinks that a lot of times she can get away with, like, I don't know, like the boys not looking at her and things along that line. But in reality, like, everyone around here is like 18, 19, and if they know that there's a girl's body hidden under there, they're looking.
All right.
So not as slick and hiding everything as Alice thought.
Okay.
Isn't Alice like 15 or something?
What? No.
Alice is age appropriate.
Well, this just got weird.
I mean, she's attending. Yeah, she's a freshman at the school.
Oh yeah, so she is. Okay. What about Vanessa? You're muted.
You're muted.
Damn it! All right. So,
Not so suave, are we?
dramatic pause.
He thinks he can talk and no one will notice. He's not saying.
So, Vanessa has a bad habit of talking to herself, and being that she's in a stressful situation, she often mutters under her breath about her classmates or roommates or people that live on the floor, and thinks that they're not going to hear, but more often than not, they catch wind of what she's saying.
All right.
Wasn't trying to hide that.
All right. What about Godric?
Asshole.
So Godric thinks that no one notices that there's a pitchfork sticking out of him.
No, that's actually like true. That's
I don't
That's
know
just how
Godric.
people wear their.
yeah. Michael
That's
for me is kind of a
this-
weird one that way because he wasn't there for last section.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, why don't you give Michael just like a 10-second explanation of your character?
I don't know. I'm not sure what to do with that. It seems to me that's just going to come down to either saying like what I am,
Right.
or being like I'm kind of quiet. Because that, like, if you haven't watched the whole thing, there's nothing that I can say in 10 seconds that's going to be like, that's Godric, right?
I don't know. I mean, who?
Okay. So.
I mean, I could try to give a 10-second explanation of what I know of God.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Let's do this the right way. We'll just have Alice. You just choose for Kim, and then Kim will just do for Godric, and then
He has to
No,
for me.
Andrew just did for me. But
Oh,
yeah, I
that's
guess Michael can do Alex.
Michael can do Alex. That's right. Okay.
Why don't we skip me? because I wasn't here last week. So why doesn't Kim do Alex?
Well, somebody
Who's gonna do
you have-
Godric then? Yeah, I
Yeah.
think.
Okay, sure. So Vanessa. See, I don't remember who everyone was because I've been
So-
gone for 2 weeks.
You're
Okay,
doing
all right. So
Alex, who's
we'll give you a moment to
Piotr.
think, and Vanessa will do. Oh, so
So
Why don't
Vanessa
I
and
do?
Godric
I'll
have
do
to
Aaron,
do
and Aaron can do me, and then Michael can have
Michael.
a couple minutes to think about what he wants to do for Alex.
okay, that makes sense. Is that okay, yeah, Michael?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually,
All
no,
right, go ahead.
nobody needs to do me, right? So
I'm gonna do
Aaron-
Drake.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So I'm gonna do. So what does Godric thinks he can get away with? Godric wears a lot of cologne. I mean, to the point where it's like there are people who wear a lot of cologne, and you can kind of tell that they're just overdoing it, and then there's a level just beyond that, and that's where Godric seems to be.
Okay. Okay.
Alright.
Very good. Very good. I like it.
Good. So Drake. So Drake is all about being cool, right? And for the most part, it totally comes off. It's totally legit. And he doesn't think that anyone notices that he has long phone calls home to his parents fairly regularly. But it definitely happens, and people every once in a while, the door to the room will be open, and they'll walk by and notice that he's talking to his mother and father, and it happens enough that you're oh, that kid talks to his parents a whole lot for the cool kid who's a band leader.
Okay.
I sent you a little refresher, Michael. about
Yeah, I
myself.
thought. So as far as Piotr, so he's been taking longer and longer showers since classes started, and he thinks he's doing a good job of kind of covering up any animalistic sense that may be hanging around him, but everyone in the hall has kind of noticed the wet dog smell that seems to linger in the bathroom for upwards of an hour after you've been in there, and also how long you seem to disappear for, even in the early morning.
All right. So, just to bring everybody back to the same page, the previous night was the night of your first day of classes, or the night after, and it was a pretty eventful night. Gloria disappeared. Her whereabouts are unknown and I guess doubtful, given the screams you heard in the woods and the vision that Vanessa saw, some kind of hooded figure chasing down Gloria. Drake and Vanessa had something of an experience together, carrying Godric's body almost all the way back to the dorms for perhaps questionable reasons. I guess freshman college students still have a lot to learn. All right.
Sometimes you just freak out, man.
And Piotr got into a fight with Thomas.
He deserved it.
Well, that might be true, but has just been I don't know if arrested is the right word, but detained by the dean and his lackeys, I guess. So we are going to skip ahead to the next morning. You guys are waking up. Piotr, that might mean that you are waking up in the dean's office, or maybe you've been up all night answering questions. So Drake and Vanessa, I think you guys made it back to your dorm rooms. Godric, I think you are currently beginning decomposition in the forest. And Alice, I'd assume you're back in your dorm room.
Sure.
So
I've been here and there over the past day.
So Drake, you awaken to a loud gasp and a oh my god, from your roommate who is standing next to your bed.
Standing. Okay.
Yep, Bill.
Hey man, everything okay?
He says, what the fuck is this? And he holds up like a bloody shirt, like the blood drying on it.
Okay, what shirt is he holding? Is it the shirt I was wearing last night?
Yeah.
Okay. Nothing. You know, I was hanging out with Peter after that fight. He was bleeding pretty bad.
Yeah. Okay. I think you
Solid.
need to probably manipulate an NPC there.
Sure.
It seems pretty plausible.
I got a nosebleed.
Just plugged it with my shirt. What would you
Like
do?
the whole thing. Like the whole thing right up the nose.
So what do we get?
Is Drake rolling anything? You're muted. Roll something.
Andrew, you
What do I
No,
roll?
no. He
Oh,
said
you're
you need
rolling
to roll hot to manipulate
Oh, hot. I didn't hear that.
NPC.
I did not hear hot. Sorry.
Oh. Yeah, I have the dorm here.
Roll 8. So I got an 8.
Okay. Okay, so he kind of looks at you, and he like kind of squints at you, and he says, "Listen, I heard they're looking for that girl.
Yeah.
You know to keep quiet. You're gonna have to get me laid."
I mean, keep quiet about what? I didn't do anything, but I can help you with the other part, sure.
All right. He just kind of nods.
Bill, we don't spend enough time together, you know. We just moved in and we haven't really hung out at all. So we got to spend a little more time together. Let's go out for a couple beers one night and I'll see what I can do. But I owe you that as my roommate regardless, right?
He's like, yeah, that's fine, definitely.
All right. Why are we up so early? It's fucking. I was up late last night. I got to get back to bed.
All right. So, as you say that, you also notice that the window is open, and you smell a familiar scent sort of wafting through the window.
Okay. I'll kind of fake being cold and like shiver a little bit and walk over towards the open window and look out it.
You can't see anything except for like the dewy grass outside, but your nostrils have caught the scent of Godric's overpowering cologne, with just a hint of rot beneath it.
Just a subtle.
Okay. From my window, can I see where we left the body?
No, so your window's sort of facing away from that side.
Bill, I gotta go real quick. I'll be right back. I'll just bolt out the room.
Okay. So, Godric, why don't you tell me what Vanessa is doing in the kitchen this early in the morning?
Well, she's making something that might be food, except there's like all herbs and spices and no food involved.
Okay. All right. So Drake, you sort of bolt out of your room, and as you're passing through the common room, you see Vanessa. It's early enough that nobody else is awake in the dorm.
Okay. I'll shoot her a look. I won't say anything, but like my face will be like pale white. My eyes will be kind of wide.
Just like hers.
Vanessa has kind of like her back turned, and you can tell she's like saying something. It's like, stupid rocker boys, what a fucking moron. She like turns around, she sees you, and she kind of like goes all pale and like quiet.
All right. I'll start walking towards the back door. Like I'll let our eye contact linger for a bit. But so if you want to follow me, you can. But I'm going to check on his body.
Vanessa kind of like looks at her concoction, and like quickly like turns the like heat down to like low and like covers it and walks after Drake.
Okay.
All right. So we left the
Where
body.
are you going?
So I'll kind of sniff out around the front door. Do I still smell that cologne?
Yeah, you can smell it. It's stronger here. There's sort of a path that leads up to the old field where the drive-in movie theater is, but you sort of left him at the edge of the woods there, as far as you know.
Okay, so I'll just start running towards the spot where we left the body.
I like try to keep up. I'm like, hey, calm down. Somebody's gonna see.
So I'm basically ignoring her. I'm kind of freaked out right now. So when I get to the tree, is his body there?
You guys had brought me far away from the tree. But you mean like the other tree that you had stuffed me behind?
I thought we had
tree
put-
and stuff together.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you get to the tree, and you see that there's a body there, but it is in fact Alice and not Godric, who is sitting in front of the tree. And you see nothing behind the tree.
Oh, hey, Alice. Sorry. You can see my skin is pale, my eyes are wide. I'm like breathing really heavily, sweating a bit.
What's going on, Drake? I kind of like I had my head buried in a sketch pad until you came over, and then I kind of looked up, threw my hair at you.
Nothing. I must have been dreaming. I don't know. Saw something crazy.
Dreaming your way out into the woods.
Vanessa like catches up, and before she sees Alice, she's like, "Is he here? Hey, Alice."
Not who you're looking for, Vanessa?
No, it's nothing.
Oh, you seem so happy to see me.
It's like, yeah, I mean, of course. Hey, thanks for standing up to the twins, by the way, the other night. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it really seemed to work out in my favor.
I mean, thanks for trying, anyways.
I mean, so has Alice been here the whole night? Because
you sort of woke up earlier in the morning, and you sort of felt inspired, and you kind of wandered out here and began sketching.
Was there anything here when I got here?
No.
Oh, there wasn't.
So Vanessa kind of like, as she's talking, she kind of like peers like on the other side of the trees. Like, how long have you been out here?
I don't know. I can't seem to keep track of time. I don't know. It was pretty dark when I first got here, but I thought I would catch the beauty of the morning light, or something that my professor told me to be inspired by.
Yeah, it's nice being out here when there's no one else around. You know, it's really quiet. You didn't see anyone else out here?
No, this isn't really a high traffic area, Drake.
Yeah, no, you're right.
There's not that many people out here to see how cool you are.
It's true.
But I'm about to head back to the dorms, so I can let everyone know if you want them to meet you out here and do some pull-ups on the branches or something.
No, that's fine. I gotta go get ready for class. So I'm gonna start walking back towards the dorm.
Okay.
Alright, Vanessa turns and unfollows Drake. She kind of like, once they're like, hopefully far enough out of earshot of Alice, she kind of leans in and goes, "What the fuck, man?
I have no idea.
Did you do something? Did you go back out here?"
No, I woke up today and I like smelled that. You know how he wears so much fucking cologne. I smelled him in the hallway. Do you think
Doesn't make any sense.
should we check his room?
Let's see, why don't you go over there?
All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'll head over and knock on his door, Godric's door.
Hey, Kevin.
Yeah.
Were there any like bloody leaves or anything like behind the tree that Alice was like sketching? Was there anything like any kind of signs of like a body having been left there overnight?
I'll
Just
leave it
this
up to you.
bloody
There would definitely
pitchfork.
be blood on the ground. It would be dried. It'd be behind the tree. A body was basically like tossed there hastily.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll leave it up to you what you saw. If you want it to be like just a premonition of death that attracted you, or a scent, or whatever it is, I'll leave that in your court.
Sure, but I was wondering.
Like if you would know, if you have like.
I guess there's no way for Alice to have connected like this blood to either Drake or Vanessa. Is that something I could?
Well, I mean, until they came out to investigate, right?
Well, I don't know. Maybe metaphysically, like gazing into the abyss, kind of thing.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you want to do that?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
there's something I want to have done before he gets into that room.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense, especially with like your sketch pad and stuff.
Yeah. So kind of like a spirit writing.
Okay. Yeah. Go for it.
Literally. Okay.
But figuratively.
Go
But
for
also.
it.
Okay, that didn't go very well.
Well, you get to roll 2d6, so let's be fair here.
Oh, is it? Is that what it is? Okay.
But you're not off on a good
You're gonna
start
need a
yet.
5.
Hey!
Oh,
There you go.
Okay.
Inched into partial success there.
Yeah. So,
I like
so you get to
that's a
choose one.
That's like
The
really
thing-
impressive.
The visions are confusing and alarming. The visions are lucid and detailed, but they leave you with a condition drained. So you get to choose one of those.
Okay. They're definitely gonna be lucid, and it's definitely gonna leave me drained, and that might explain my sour mood this morning. But I want to. Or are you gonna tell me what I saw? I haven't played this very often, so are you gonna tell me what I saw, or can I tell you?
Yeah. I'll see. I'll you know what? Let's let Alex will tell you what you saw.
So there was no like I don't want to say there's like you didn't find any blood per se, let's put it that way. Instead what you found is you found like a torn like a piece of a torn jacket, right? It's like the cuff of a jacket, and it looks like it was just kind of like left there, but you're pretty sure you saw at some point either Vanessa or Drake with that jacket. You definitely know it like belongs to one of them, but that's it. You know, no blood, no guts, just like a torn jacket.
Okay. So I took that piece, or is that all I saw in my vision, or is that there?
So
Yeah.
yeah, let's say this. Let's say you had a vision of some violence, you know, something bad, and this vision sort of like, or this feeling sort of pulled you behind the tree, and as you got back there, you just found this torn jacket.
Okay.
Piece.
So I left it.
Is that a good interpretation, Alex?
Sure, but I say torn jacket piece because like
Oh,
I
sure,
think
yeah.
the rest of the jacket was like super covered in blood. So
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, well, being that I got a sense of whose jacket it was, I left it on Drake's bed for him to find when he gets back to his room, with a note saying, "I think you lost this."
I know what you did last summer.
Is it signed by you or is it anonymous?
It's on like sketchpad paper, but not signed.
Okay, cool.
Otherwise, go on. Sorry, and you're back at the door.
Right.
You've got
So so you rush up to Godric's door and you like knock on it, and as you knock, the door kind of swings open. By the way, who's Godric's roommate and what room? is it?
Billy. Oh,
Oh,
Gordon.
Gordon.
Sorry,
Gordon.
Sorry.
Okay. So as you as I said, as you knock on the door, and the door just kind of like instead of knocking, it swings open like a tiny bit under your rapid tap tap.
Okay. I'll kind of push it in gently and just I'll stick my head in the door and glance around just to see if I can see any figures laying in the bed.
Okay, so you can see that Gordon's bed is empty and made up well, and you can see Godric's sort of, I don't know, body at least laying on his bed, unmoving.
Okay. Vanessa, are you with me?
I'm like standing at the like entrance to the that like wing, kind of like looking at you to see if like things are going okay. Like kind of whispering like, "How is he there?"
Okay.
So-
Yeah. I'll look back and nod
Okay,
and
like-
motion for you to come in.
All right, I like go over to you.
Yeah, so I'll push my way into the door and go over to Godric's bed. It's definitely him. It's not like a different person sleeping in his room.
Yeah, no, it's him. It's him.
I'll look at Vanessa.
What the fuck?
Did you I don't.
I mean, I guess I don't really have a limited knowledge of biology, but I could have sworn he was dead.
But I thought this was your thing, like creepy shit. Like,
Hey.
did you do this?
Come on, man. It's not cool.
I don't know. I know it's not cool, but you still do it.
So Godric's gonna roll over and fix you guys with a glare and say,
Oh, fuck.
"Is it absolutely necessary for you to have this conversation while I'm sleeping in my room?"
So Drake jumps like 4 feet off the ground and then like runs over to Vanessa and hides behind her.
I want to say that Drake just leaves.
Yeah, all right, just lights a cigarette and leaves.
Jake just he's not. I feel like he would just be like, he's just gone.
Nope.
Godric rolls his eyes and then rolls back over to try to get some more sleep, if these ingrates will let him.
Vanessa's just kind of like frozen there.
Okay, I need to calm down. So I'm gonna go to the common room, make some coffee, and have a couple cigarettes.
Yeah, exactly what I was thinking. So while you're there, you see Gordon making coffee. He's just pouring a second cup, and Alice, why don't you tell me about Gordon? We may have explored him before, but I've forgotten. So we're gonna retcon it if we did.
Okay,
So Gordon
sure.
is Godric's roommate.
Yeah, so I don't know if
I don't think we said anything about Gordon.
The only thing we said is that he's kind of straight-laced.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's like super straight edge. So he's very blunt, and he's when he makes his coffee, it's always like 1.5 teaspoons, which he measures like precisely of sugar, and like 3 drops of cream, and like no more, no less. So he's standing there like bent over, like making himself some coffee.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So he turns to Drake and he says, "Hey, coffee?"
Yeah. You mind if I smoke?
He says, "That's not allowed in the dorms."
Yeah, sounds about right.
Really? Is it
really I thought
legal?
this was, really.
Might be school policy.
All right. Well, you can report me. I'll take a cigarette out, light it up, and take a cup of coffee and go sit down on like one of the chairs near the kitchen. So that Godric's kind of weird, right?
He says, "How so?"
Oh, I don't know. Just when you get a feeling about somebody.
No. What do you mean?
I don't know.
I love my boy Gordon. Gordon got my back.
So
He says, "Well, he's waiting for this coffee, so if you don't mind."
yeah. What time did he get in last night? I was talking to him after class, but
I don't know. I went to bed early.
thanks, Gordon.
All right.
Encyclopedia of knowledge, this guy.
He nods. So he comes back into the room and he sees Vanessa. What are you doing?
So I see enters, like Vanessa's just kind of standing there, like frozen almost. As he like comes in, she like smells the coffee and she remembers that she was in the middle of her own like cooking project.
Right.
And she kind of freaks out a little bit. She's like, "Oh my god, my."
But yeah. So as you come in, Gordon's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize you had a guest, Godric. I didn't realize you
It's
had."
all right, Gordon. It's all right. Thank you for the coffee. I believe new girl. What's your name again?
Vanessa.
I believe Vanessa was just on her way. Unless there's anything I can help you with.
No. Well, maybe. No. I'll talk to you later. Bye, Gordon. She like squeezes by him out the door.
So
Awkwardly.
as you squeeze at the door, you hear Gordon saying, "What's Janet gonna say if she finds out?"
I mean that Vanessa was standing in my room while I was asleep. She'll probably say that Vanessa is extremely creepy, which will make her about the 25th person on the wing to say that. So, But you're a doll, Gordon. Thanks for looking out for me.
All right, that's fine. So Vanessa, you get back to the common room, and Drake is sitting there, and the cauldron or the pot of herbs
Hey, come on.
is just kind of bubbling over.
Alright,
Or it's not bubbling over. It's been boiled down. It's like almost just completely boiled away at this point.
is anybody else there?
Just Drake. Drake and let's say Dino is there.
Alright, is that like is anybody by the concoction?
No, not really.
Alright. Vanessa kind of like well, she looks around at Drake and Dino, and she goes over there and she looks inside, and she kind of she turns off the oven and she lifts up the pot.
Yeah.
She was kind of hoping to have all this done before anybody was around. She's not quite sure what to do with it now.
So Dino shouts over. He's like, "Is that yours? It smells like shit."
Just mind your own business.
He's like, Drake, can you believe this chick?
What? What do you? Yeah. No, it
Smells like she's
really
boiling
bad.
rat piss over there.
Yeah, good one.
Drake's not in the mood.
He kind of elbows you in the side.
Look, dude, I had a rough night. All right. I got to head back to my room. One sec.
Who's Dino, by the way? What was his shtick?
He's my drummer.
One of those dudes.
Dino's the drummer in the band, yeah.
Your band
All right.
became a trio.
Alright, so Vanessa grabs this pot of stuff with a lid over it, and as she goes by Drake's thanks asshole, and she rushes into the girls' part of the dorm and into the bathroom.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's cut from this area over to the dean's office. Drake, how would you describe the, for lack of a better word, interrogation tactics that the dean is taking on Piotr here?
Punching and stabbing.
Harsh.
So, the dean knows it's the first year back, and any serious incident could really tarnish the school and his reputation. So he very much wants to handle this quietly. So he wants Peter to have to admit everything, a full confession, just sign on the dotted line, and he can get expelled with no charges filed, no police intervention. So he's trying to be as nice as possible, but convincing Peter that there's only one option, and that's that he has to leave the school.
All right, yeah. So the principal he's been just on you for hours. You get to sit in this little room with a bunch of desks for half an hour, and then he comes back in and he starts asking all these questions where's Gloria? What did you do with her? Why did you beat up Thomas? What's your general reaction to this?
So, having almost turned the day before and just being running to the other wing and just back and forth and then getting into a fight with Thomas, I'm pretty tired,
Okay.
both physically and mentally. So for the most part, I just I try to pretend as if I'm listening and taking it seriously, but in reality, my attention is wavering.
Okay. All right. So the dean comes back in, and he kind of slams a piece of paper down in front of you and shoves a pen in your hand, and he's like, "Listen, kid, I don't want to make a big deal of this, but we can't have this making the national news. You sign this, and you're out of here. Out of my hair, no charges filed. I think it's for the best for both of us."
Sure. I at this point, I just take the pen, and I pick it up, and I go to sign it, and I was like,
so right as you sign it, the door swings open.
"Oh wait, no, I don't sign it."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. As I go to sign it, I look down and I say, "Expelled out of your hair? I thought you meant out of this office."
All right. So at that point, the door swings open, and you see the science teacher there. What did I name him? Yeah,
It's a very German name.
it was a very
Professor
German name. I
Gunther-
didn't write it down.
Gunther
So I
Schwartz.
changed it from Italian to German at the last moment.
Gunther Schwartz.
Schwartz, yes, Schwartz. Right, exactly right. And he says, "Dean, a word." And the dean like spins around like full of fire, and he sees Mr. Schwartz, and he instantly just kind of like comes back down to earth. And then he turns like an eye to you, and he says, "Wait here," and he like walks out of the room. So for a few minutes, you can hear conversation that like steadily rises in volume until it's like almost yelling, and you hear somebody yelling about something about like funding for the school, continued research, this and that, whatever. You're not sure, you can't make it out, and then the dean sort of comes back in, and he like opens the door, and he says, "You better get out of here, kid."
I like tell him I'm not signing this.
He says, "It's fine, just go."
Alright,
He looks like pretty angry.
Alright, confused and unsure as to what happened. I just kind of like walk out with the pen still in my hand.
Okay. as you reach the door, he's gonna like make a motion to like grab the pen out of your hand.
Alright, like I have no reflexes at this point to like
Okay.
fight the dean, so I just
Okay.
kind of let him like take the pen.
Yeah, he just like grabs it, and like slams the door, like goes into the room and slams the door behind you.
So I like kind of like keep walking. Is Professor Schwartz still there?
Yeah, it looks like he's over at another table, like looking through some kind of file.
All right, I come up to him. I say, Professor.
He says, "Sorry, what's your last name?"
Oh God, I had to come up with that.
All right, Kim. Kim, what's Piotr's last name?
Where is he from? California?
Yeah.
Californius.
Sorry, one second. I'm trying to fix the stream.
California last name.
Ethnic California
Volstock?
means.
Piotr Volstock?
Volstock. That's
Sure.
right. Okay. He says, "Mr. Volstock, wonderful morning."
Wonderful indeed. I'm not entirely sure what happened, but did you just get the dean off my back?
He says, "Well, you were with me the whole night. How could you have beat up this horrible boy if you had been with me, performing chemistry experiments?"
I look at like my like blood covered clothes, and I'm like, yeah, all right.
I'm pretty sure his chemistry experiments involve a lot of blood as well, so...
I tell him, I say, I owe you one, Professor
He
Schwartz.
says, "Nonsense. A boy with your gifts and talents would never owe me anything. Well, not yet.
Well, you know what? I know I promised you I'd look into your class. The next time that registrar is open, I'll head on over and make sure I'll.
He
I'll
looks at his
squeeze
watch.
in
He
one
says,
real
"The
lecture."
registrar opens in 10 minutes. It's just upstairs."
Oh my god. Okay.
God
And he
damn
like,
it.
slides a piece of paper across the table that has like the course registration information.
It has like all of my information filled out, like my name, it's signed by me.
Also, you can see
yeah, I mean,
no one
everything
else
but the
is
signature,
registered
yeah.
for the course.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Schwartz is going to look up at you as you, or you like look at the paper and then you look up at Mr. Schwartz. Godric, why don't you describe to me what Mr. Schwartz looks like at this moment?
Like generally, or
Yeah, his
very-
expression, his clothes, anything you think is worthy of highlight here.
So his clothing looks extremely rumpled. Like he's been either working in it for a very long period of time or sleeping in it or some combination of the two. And his look, you can't tell whether it's kind of an innocent look or a very calculating look. It's somewhere that's in between those two. He seems to have taken an interest in you, but it's hard to say whether he just likes you or he's got something else in mind.
So,
Okay.
I take I just kind of in like a half tired, sleepy, half zombie state, I signed the, uh, I like to grab a pencil and like sign the piece of paper. I was like, and I tell him, yeah, I'll go hand this in right now, and I like begin to walk upstairs.
Okay, so as you turn away, you notice you have some. What's your hair like? What is your hairstyle?
So it's long and unkempt.
Okay, so you notice as you turn that like sort of like a free floating piece of hair like sort of floats off of your head and wafts onto the table, and you can see Mr. Schwartz's eyes sort of follow it as it lands directly in front of him, and you sort of like meet eyes.
I look at him for a few seconds, and then I just kind of like shake it off. And I'm like, hey, listen, when's the next class, Mr. Schwartz?
He says, today at 1:00.
Oh, I hope you don't mind if I skip that one. I haven't slept all night. The dean and all that, you know.
Yes. Well, if you like, you can come after hours to catch up.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I've been meaning to talk to one of my friends.
I have a feeling you're ready
as well.
for some of my more advanced studies.
I don't think I've ever taken biology. I mean, I
Chemistry.
I took,
Chemistry.
oh, sorry, chemistry. I took some as a sophomore in high school, but I didn't do
yes.
too well
Very
in
good.
it.
Very good.
Okay. Hey, you don't mind if I bring a friend, do you?
Who would that be? Is she signed? He? She? Are they signed up in my class?
I think I was gonna. Last time we talked, I was gonna try to convince him to join as well.
Very well.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I'll see you. I'll see you later. And
Okay.
I go and drop it off at the registrar.
Okay. All right. I think we're about ready. You guys want to take a 5-minute break?
Sure.
We're at the halfway point. So, all right, we'll be back in 5. All right, we're back. All right. So, Alice, describe your sort of what you do after lunch. Do what's your schedule like for today?
So this is the second or third day of classes now.
This is the second day of classes. Yeah.
She's kind of filled her schedule with mostly electives,
Uh-huh.
and she's already decided to blow most of them off.
Okay.
She's kind of just been she hung around the common room for a while until breakfast kind of ended, and then she made her way to like some of the open areas of campus and was just kind of watching people go by.
Sure, yeah. So, as you're sort of watching people, you're sitting on the second floor, maybe of one of the abandoned dorms.
Mhm.
Let's say you're sitting on the second floor of this dorm, and you notice a small group of people sort of meandering around the edge of the forest where you were sitting earlier this morning.
Okay. Are they students or?
Yeah, they're students. They're students. Yeah, you recognize Stefan, James, and Gavin. So Stefan and James are new. Gavin is Piotr's roommate.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna make my way over there,
Okay.
but I'm gonna stay out of sight and see what they're up to. They're heading basically to the tree that I was sitting at, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So as you approach, two of them seem to be like engrossed with something on the ground behind the tree, and the third one sort of like taps one of them on the shoulder, and they all kind of like stand up and sort of face you as you approach.
Oh, okay.
And they're like, "Oh, hello," or unless you have some kind of power that makes you unnoticeable or something like that. I don't know.
Only the power of standing behind things and trying to be quiet when approaching people.
Okay. So James says, "Hey, Alice." He looks like pretty nervous.
Hmm. Hey, James. What are you doing out here in the woods? Having like a barbecue, celebrate first day of classes or second day of classes?
He sort of like looks away at you towards the dorm and says like, "Oh, nothing."
Oh, seems like a lot of you guys out here for nothing. Do you need any help with your nothing?
He kind of like looks over at Stefan, who is even though he's only 19, he's got like a pretty good beard going already.
Hmm.
He's got like greasy black hair. He sort of looks at Alice and he says, and he kind of looks at you and he says, I don't know, guys. You think we could trust her?
So who are the three guys again?
So it's Stefan, James, and Gavin.
And how would I don't think I know any of them other than I think Gavin was the roommate, right?
Yeah, Gavin's Piotr's roommate. Other than that, they're pretty nondescript. I wouldn't call them alpha males. They're pretty. They're towards the nerdy side, right? It's the 70s, so like, you might find them playing Dungeons and Dragons. They're not. They're not
Nerds.
Yeah, they're nerds. They're not even like it's the 70s, so they're not even like cool nerds. They're just like kind of like depressing and weird.
It's the time before cool nerds.
Yeah, exactly. Except for Lord Gygax, may he rest in peace.
Yeah, I root while they're kind of discussing what to let me in on, if I'm going to be allowed in their boys' club. I kind of root around in like the many pockets of my jacket and fumble with a soft pack of cigarettes and light one up, and then I kind of hold three more out and kind of just silently go to the three guys.
All right, so James and Gavin sort of like look towards Stefan, who seems to I guess be the most alpha out of this pack of beta wolves, and he seeing himself thrust upon the precipice of destiny here, reaches out to take your cigarette and kind of like puts it in his mouth before he realizes it's not lit, and then holds it out to you and he says, "Got a light?"
Let the seducing begin.
So I pull out I reach into another pocket and I pull out a book of matches, and I rip one out and I fumble with it and I drop the whole thing on the ground.
Okay, yeah, he reaches down immediately with you to get it.
Yeah, I lean down. Well, I drop it on purpose. Yeah, so we both lean down, but I lean down and kind of like let him see down my shirt a little bit.
Okay.
And then I go, "Oh, oops," and I let him grab the matches.
All right, you can roll for that.
So hot.
It's
I'm not even in my bunk
this
right now.
this is about as hot as Ellis gets. It's not gonna be.
I'm steaming up over here.
Guys, we're gonna need to take a little break again.
The camera's all fogged up.
Got a
that
big
would've
old
been
-1
big.
hot coming up.
There you go.
Success.
All right.
It's easier with 2 dice.
It is. That's true.
All right. So you can choose one.
Yeah, I lost my sheet of like basic moves, but go
That's
on.
okay. That's okay.
It's
I can read that, I
actually
can read that.
they choose one, give
Oh, they
themselves
choose
to you, promise something
Oh.
they think you want, or give you a string against them. It's turn someone on, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So,
found it.
So Stefan sort of stutters. He's like, there's a lot of strange stuff going on around here. Maybe you could help us look into it. We kind of have a little bit of a club going. You could join it if you want.
It's so awkward.
So hot.
Perfect. So good.
Oh, join your club? Is there like a sign-up sheet? I'd be so honored.
Can't
He
tell whether
says
that's sarcasm.
he like kind of stutters for a second. He says, "Yeah, it's back in my room, because got to keep it safe.
Classic.
But have you noticed anything weird lately?
Yeah,
We're kind of looking into it.
I
if you know
noticed. I noticed 3 dorks poking around in the woods, looking, probably
This-
looking, probably looking for some like rule book that they lost. But
Yeah. So James speaks up. He says, "Oh, I lost that." And Stefan like elbows him like straight into into the gut, and he like doubles over.
look,
Found
I
the
don't.
3 fucking stooges.
Yeah.
He says, "Well, anyway, I think there's more going on this campus than meets the eye. That girl Gloria hasn't come back yet, and I heard some weird noises last night." And then he holds up like a leaf, like covered in like coagulated blood, and he's like, "And then I found this."
She looks at the blood and she's kind of she actually finds that quite interesting, but she's not gonna let him show it, or she's not gonna show it to him.
Okay.
She goes, "Well, it looks like you guys have a big mystery on your hands. I'm not I'll keep an eye out for anything weird, as you say, and Stefan, maybe I'll swing by later to see what this club membership entails and what the perks are." And then she kind of heads off.
Yeah. So like as you walk away, you can hear Gavin saying, like, whisper to Stefan, like, "You gonna show her the perks later?" And like Stefan kind of like pushes him into the tree.
Kevin, I didn't need any reminders of my teenage years.
Okay, cool.
Too real,
All right,
too
so
real.
So Vanessa, what are you up to at this time of day? It's like sort of early afternoon.
Okay, so Vanessa managed to finish her business with her concoction. So she's essentially boiled down the blood that she got off of her shirt, and she's stored in a couple of vials for nefarious purposes later. But now she's packed all that stuff away, and she's heading over to the library to see if the rumors are true.
Okay. So as you're sort of walking there, what are you carrying as you go? Or Piotr, why don't you tell me what Vanessa is carrying?
So
Heads over to the library.
Vanessa managed to, I guess, like scrounge up whatever, like the burnt herbs and all that into like a little pouch, and so she's carrying that in addition to, she has like these 2 books, and on top of those 2 books, she's balancing the pouch, and she has like a backpack with like a whole bunch of other stuff that we currently don't know what's there.
Okay. So Vanessa, as you're sort of walking over to the library, let's say you're you're kind of minding your own business, keeping to yourself, and all of a sudden you come around the side of the corner of the library to go to the entrance, and Louise and Paula just sort of like see you, and they like kind of like bump. Each of them bumps into you, and your books go flying, and the pouch sort of drops in the ground, and like the top comes open, and like the contents spill out. Sorry, what was in it exactly?
The pouch, the herb mixture that she ended up like half burning.
Okay, actually that's not right. Here's the library. Yeah, and they go like, "Ew, what is that?"
Vanessa goes like, and she like quickly stumbles to like try to like clean it up before she loses it. And she also like she kind of bends over the drop books, because one of them is Paula's notebook that she like lifted the other night.
Okay.
She quickly covers it with another book, that some kind of old leather bound manual with some foreign writing on the front, and then she starts to try to gather up the dust.
So Paula like grabs the book, and she's like, "More of your magic spells, Vanessa." And she's like, she looks around, she says, "Hey, Godric, look at this! Look what Vanessa's reading." And she like tosses the book over to you.
So is that including the notebook or just the other book that was on top of the notebook?
Just the other book.
Okay. Godric catches it and reads the cover and looks unimpressed, and wanders over and holds out the book to hand it back to Vanessa.
Vanessa's like quickly trying to shuffle the Paula's notebook into her backpack. As she stands up, she looks at you.
So Louise is like, "What a loser!"
Vanessa like grabs the book from Godric's, like, "Thanks, I guess." And she turns to the twins, like, just wait, see what I got in store for the two of you."
So Louise and Paula sort of like go like, "Oh," and they like run behind Godric and like hide, like each of them like holds one of his arms and they like cower behind him in mock fear.
Godric looks a little bit confused.
Vanessa is like, yeah, you guys always always find somebody to hide behind. Good luck with them, Godric.
They kind of like giggle, and yeah, I guess you like scurry away, Vanessa.
Yeah, I guess I still have a bunch of conditions. So yeah, Vanessa, making sure she has her stuff, she'll shove it in her backpack and make her way towards the library.
So
Okay.
the moment that Vanessa scurries away, Godric immediately ceases to look confused. And he looks down his right arm, which is where Paula is standing.
Yeah.
And he says, Paula, darling, Vanessa has been acting a little bit strange towards me today, and I was just wondering whether you could, poke around in your room and let me know whether anything unusual is going on that way.
She says, "Yeah, of course. Some boys were asking me about it earlier today. I don't know what their names were, but they seemed pretty interested. Are you hanging out with them?"
Let's see, which boys are we talking about? I hang out with lots of people.
She says, "I'm sure you do." It was James.
James. Well, I haven't seen him today, but I'll have to go ask him what's going on.
She says, "All right. I hear there's this really good bar downtown. I was thinking about checking it out later. Do you think you're around?"
I assume so. We'll have to see what today brings me, but if I'm here, I'd be happy to go with you.
All right. She kind of like giggles, and so this is Louise or Paula. I'm sorry, I got
Paula.
So Louise kind of like shouts her or shoots her like a dirty look, and then they kind of like walk off the other direction, away from the library.
Godric cracks his knuckles and then heads off to class.
Okay. All right, Pyotr, what are you doing?
So, after the registrar, I'm gonna immediately head straight back for like my room and change out my clothes and take a shower and then see if I can find Drake. That's the plan anyway. How far do I get into it?
Yeah, I think you can do all that. Drake, are you just hanging out at the dorm?
Yeah, so Peter, you find me in my dorm room. Billy's gone for classes for the day. I'm on the phone. when you walk in.
Well, you don't have a phone in your dorm room. You only
Oh,
have
we
a
don't?
phone. No.
There's probably like
There'd be a
payphone.
phone. There'd be a couple of phones in the common room.
I mean, there
Okay,
could be
then I'm-
landlines in the dorm room. This is not like the era before landlines.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Remember, the school has been closed since the 50s, and so it had to be built sometime before that.
It's fine. So,
I mean,
There's
Peter,
a payphone down by the cafeteria.
Yeah, there's payphones. We can say there's payphones like, I don't know, outside the common room.
okay, sure. But there's no phone inside the common room?
There is, but I don't know if it would like an outside line.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you see me on the payphones out in front of the dorm.
I like walk up to.
All right. So when you get within earshot, you hear me kind of talking to someone in a hushed tone. No, I don't know. It's just it was really weird. I'm not sure if I was even dreaming it or like I don't know.
Drake.
Yeah, but no. I'll talk to you guys soon. Tell Dad I love him. All right. Yep. Okay. Bye. Hey, what's up, Pete? How you doing?
Say, how am I doing? How you doing? Say, what happened to the body?
Body? What do you mean?
I just like look at you like, you know, like you're acting a bit weird. I say,
Look, I know
body.
it got crazy. I maybe we had a few too many beers out by that lake or something. I don't really remember exactly what happened, but I know we all saw some crazy shit. But we came back. I checked in the morning. There was no body, and no one moved it. No one touched it, and Godric is fine. I spoke to him today. So whatever we saw or thought we saw, that's not what happened. You understand?
Okay, what about Olivia?
Who? Oh, Gloria.
Gloria.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Olivia. What?
Yeah, what about Olivia? I haven't even heard about her.
I honestly, I haven't
bitch.
thought about her since then.
She's dead.
Do you
what
think we
about
could find her? I'm not really good at, like, tracking people through the woods. I don't really know anyone who is.
Kevin, you said the dean was asking whether I killed her?
No, if you knew where she was.
I knew where it was. Okay. I say, so she hasn't come back, she hasn't anything.
No,
Say,
Vanessa said something crazy, but, I don't know if... She said she saw someone chasing Gloria. I don't know if she was just trying to get attention or if she actually saw something, but either way, I'm nervous.
During your moonlight stroll?
Yeah. Again, she might have been drunk too. We all were. So
Yeah. Including Thomas?
I don't know. That guy's a fucking asshole. He might just be whatever. Have you seen him today, by the way?
Not today.
I haven't either. He wasn't with you with the dean though?
Nope.
So as you guys are kind of standing out there, you notice so like there's some bushes around the side of the dorm, like you see there. You kind of notice someone kind of hanging just behind the bushes around the corner.
Okay. I'll let out like a sharp whistle. They go. I can't. My lips are too dry. But just to get their attention. Who's that? And kind of walk over.
All right. So clearly a little bit of an older guy kind of walks over. This guy looks like he's got to be about at least 30. He's wearing like one of those short sleeve shirts and long jeans with sort of sneakers, and he's got like a kind of a full haircut. And he says, "Hey, what's going on, college dudes?"
Nothing. Who are you?
So what's his name, Michael?
Kevin.
Scooter.
Scooter. All right.
It's pretty fucking appropriate.
You know what? That would be ridiculous if this were the 70s.
Right, it is the 70s. I didn't forget.
He says, the name's Scooter, man. I was just strolling around, seeing if you cool kids, all you learned dudes, were looking for a little recreation.
I'll kind of shoot a sidelong glance at Peter, and then back at Scooter. What did you have in mind exactly?
He kind of like looks back and forth, and he like pulls something out of his pocket, and he's like, it gets kind of boring around here, and figured all your rich kids up here probably get bored too.
All right, so he pulled something out of his jacket?
Yeah, like some, I don't know if you know what it is.
Okay.
You tell me if you know what it is.
No, I'm kind of posing as a rock star, so yeah, sure. That sounds great. I remember doing that stuff all the time. I'll kind of squint and look at the bag. How much?
I give you half for $12.
I'll kind of hold my pat my pocket. I'm a little short. Hey Pete, what do you say you spot me the rest and I put in a good word for Vanessa? Huh?
Peter Piotr looks back at you and he says, nah, man. He's like, you can put in a good word for yourself, though. And he just, like, walks away.
Shut down.
Wow.
All right.
Do you want I think
Roll cold.
Yeah, I think you got to roll cold. You just shut him down.
Oh, God, I can't type. Oh, I can just say roll cold. I got it. Got this, boys.
Let's see what it is.
Reason.
Just skip that.
No. Kidding?
This is taking a long time.
My God.
Oof.
There you go.
Damn it.
Fucking
All right.
nails it. It's a roll to go
so,
along with that line.
So choose one. You can give them a condition, and he doesn't have any strings on you. So, what condition do you want to give him?
Or, well, he can also gain a string, right? If they don't have a string, you can gain a string.
That's right.
I'm gonna give him the condition guilty.
Okay.
Doesn't he already have that one?
Well,
Nope.
No,
well,
he
no.
feels it.
He was feeling guilty before. He didn't want to get caught or whatever, but now he actually feels.
All right. So
guilty for
Peter
it.
is like like whatever, man, and like goes back inside the dorm, and Scooter kind of like looks to you and he's like, I don't know, man. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea. You know what? I'll catch you later.
All right, suit yourself. I'll kind of put my money back in my pocket and finish up my cigarette and head back inside.
Okay. You notice like as he leaves, he doesn't like necessarily go sort of away from the doors of the dorm, like it's kind of a straight line, like you would if you wanted to basically like leave the school. He kind of like walks around the side of the dorm.
Okay.
There's a creeper.
Weird.
All right.
Wait, did we establish what he was offering? I missed the actual.
Well, I don't think we did.
Okay, that's fine.
But we all knew what it was, so it's not a big deal.
You know what? Actually, I'm gonna turn back and say, hey, by the way, I've got $6. How about you just give me half for 6 instead of 12?
He like looks at you and he says, "What's your name?"
Me? Peter.
Yeah. Peter. All right, Peter. Listen, I'll give you half for 6, but you got to share half of it with your friends. Tell them if they want some more, call this number. And he like pulls like a little like piece of paper out of his hand.
Yeah. All right. I'll do that.
All right.
I'm feeling pretty smug, so I'll kind of tuck the bag into my jacket and start walking back towards the dorm.
Okay. All right. He says, "Yeah, if you and your friends are are looking for some party supplies later, just tell them to give me a call.
Will do, man. Will do.
All right. So as you are like open the door, you see Bill standing there,
Okay.
and Bill's like, what was that?
What's what?
The little conversation.
That guy? I don't know. Must have been lost.
That little guy.
I won't worry about that, man.
He says, so how's the plan coming?
The plan? What do you mean?
He says, you know.
You're supposed to hook him up, man.
We're not going to trick anybody. Like, we're not going to blindfold somebody and surprise them. Like, we gotta. Yeah, it's a process. Don't worry. It's
He
been
says,
like
listen, I'm not getting any younger, Drake.
It's been 4 fucking hours. You're not getting any older either.
right. If you asked someone to dinner, that wouldn't have happened yet. All right.
Get blue
Look,
balls here, Drake.
if you're in that much of a rush, use your hands for now.
Tanks full up, Drake.
Jesus.
He's rearing and ready to go.
I got a full house. Put on the show.
All right. I'll tell you what. I'll see what I can do. I'm gonna go try and find Louise.
Louise?
Yeah, the twin.
Okay.
Nobody wants that.
So so you as you walk down the girls' dorm room, or the girls' hall side, you can hear like sort of noises coming from the end of the hall where the triple is.
Okay. I'll walk down and listen at the door before knocking.
So you can hear Louise and Paula like talking as they like are clearly like rummaging through things with like, not care, the opposite of care.
Dispatch. Abandon.
And they're like kind of like giggling to each other and being like, "Look at this!
Okay, I'll knock on
Her
her
father
door.
looks like a gigantic monkey."
Gigantopithecus.
All right, I'll knock.
All right. Louise comes to the door and she says, "Who's there? What do you want?"
It's Drake. I'm sorry. Yeah, looking for Louise. She here?
She says, "Sorry, boys dorm is on the other side."
Yeah, and I know. That's why I said I'm looking for Louise.
Won't
take a minute.
Louise is in here, and you hear like a snicker from behind her.
All right. Well, tell her Drake's looking for her if she's interested.
She says, she like kind of like motions you closer,
Okay.
and she's like, Louise doesn't have a cock. And then she kind of, like, starts cracking up and like slams the door.
All right. Okay. I'll head back to my dorm.
Oh,
Trying to
man,
figure out how to kill them.
no cock. That's crazy. Something up
Trying to figure out how to attach a cock to Louise.
No, that's the easy part.
That's when the real plan begins.
What is Mr. Schwartz up to tonight? I got a project to teach.
Design some experiments. All right. Let's come back to Godric. Godric, where are you at?
I guess I've gotten out of class, and I'm in the common room, hanging out. Yeah, and I'm reading a newspaper.
Okay. So Pyotr walks in. As he walks in, the smell of sort of like wet dog, like wafts into the room with him.
Pyotr, you have got to start wearing some kind of scent or cologne or something, man. You're like, you're out of control here.
I walk up to you like pretty closely and I like inspect you like very carefully. I was like, and I say, last time I saw you, you were sporting a few extra holes, and I just like do like a slight like poke in your chest.
Does it feel like I'm sporting holes?
No, but doesn't mean they weren't there.
Well, listen,
And I
kid,
like-
anytime you want to check out my holes, just let me know.
Oh my god.
I mean, isn't that a roll?
I can roll for that.
Yeah, I think that's a roll.
All right. Thank God for disaffected. I don't give a fuck. Yeah.
Okay.
Solid.
Yeah. So Piotr, you can react to this however you want, but Godric's total nonchalance about offering up his body to you, you'd be lying if you said it didn't tickle your fancy a little bit. Also,
Yeah.
Godric, you can take a string against Piotr.
Gotcha.
So
Oh,
Godric,
I
you
get
can
it.
see
So, okay.
sort of red slowly spread across Piotr's face.
All right. So I stare at you for like a second if you say that, and after maybe like 10 seconds, I like grab both your shoulders and just start like full-heartedly like laughing as if what you just said is like literally the funniest thing I ever heard. And then I after trying to like steady myself like once and then failing, and then like once again just kind of like I said, "Oh my god, all right, Godric, whew, you're not as bad as I thought you were," and I give you like a pat on the back.
I'll slap your ass. And then wink.
Once again, Piotr's like, "Oh my god, dude, you might you try pulling this on Drake,
Oh no, Drake's next.
please."
But don't tell him. It's more
Please,
fun when it's a surprise.
I hope I'm nearby when you do.
I don't know. If you really want to start an orgy, we can always do that.
Oh man, but hey, did you see what happened? But like, on a side note, did you see what happened to Gloria?
No, I was out in the woods last night, and Vanessa and Drake were out there. Found some kind of clothing that Drake thought was Gloria's, so we went to go looking for her, but it was raining and dark and impossible to see, and I got separated from the other two, so I just came back here and went to sleep. Now listen, it's not my job, right? I'm not campus security.
Nah, but she's been missing, and I don't know, man. Drake seemed pretty shook about it.
Well, listen. I mean, maybe he should go to campus security and find out what they're doing, volunteer his help or something.
They're shaking me down about her location. They don't know anything.
Why would they think that you would know anything?
Probably because I was covered in blood last night from that fight with Thomas. Is he alright, by the way? Is he dead? I don't care.
I haven't seen Thomas, so I mean, he might be dead. It seems unlikely. You would think that there'd be some police here, there, everywhere. I assume he's fine.
I say, well, it's not police doesn't show up every time someone dies, and I like give you like a knowing wink.
I look a little bit confused. I'm not sure what you're talking about, man.
Just a joke,
Yeah, no, but I need you to explain the joke. I like laughing too.
Do you? I don't think I've seen you laugh, man.
I guess that's fair. But you still haven't explained the joke, so I don't know why I would laugh.
I'm like, oh my god, you comedians and your deadpan. Listen, man.
Deadpan.
I say, well, that girl, Alice or whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't think I've had the pleasure of meeting her yet.
Say, because I think I saw her talking to Drake and Vanessa earlier. Like maybe they know something about Gloria. I kept hearing her screaming.
I
last
mean,
night.
you heard Alice screaming or Gloria screaming?
Nah, I don't know. I thought I saw Alice, but I didn't see Gloria, so I'm just gonna assume it was Gloria.
All right.
That's what
Yeah.
Drake was saying. Drake was saying that him and Vanessa were out there with, I guess, unconscious you or something.
I mean, I was conscious for the entire time that we were together.
Yeah,
I fell asleep
don't
when
know.
we got back to my room, and then, yeah, I did wake up with both of them standing in my room. So I suppose that's me being unconscious with them there. But, I mean, that's kind of their creepiness. So, you know, it's Vanessa. What am I going to be surprised?
So anyway, if you see Alice, just
Go
just
ask
let me know-
Alice.
Yeah, let me know. Let me know that I'm looking for her.
All right. You go do you. I'll see whether I can track down New Girl for you, who I have no description of. So, you know, that'll
And-
work out well.
You know,
Also, Aaron-
she's indescript.
Aaron, if there's any of your Godric's like cologne visible, I'll like grab it and take like 2 sprays on my way out.
I assume he doesn't like carry it on his person.
Actually, I don't know. That would actually be kind of funny. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
He's got like a satchel that like a lot of his book supplies and stuff are in, right? He's reading
Yeah,
a
it's like-
newspaper. He's got that kind of
Sure.
stuff, and like you can see the corner of a bottle, like the top and everything, sticking out of the satchel.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I like take a couple of sprays and I say, "Hey, thanks a lot, man. You I could use a laugh today," and I just like walk off.
He's looking at you, kid.
So not long later, it's dinner time. Most of you are sitting in the common room.
Hey,
As
Do you mind if I get an actual go at the library before we get there?
oh yeah, go for it. Sorry.
All right, so Vanessa, who has her suspicions about Godric, has taken her concoction and her books down to a dark corner of this library where they have all kinds of mysterious books. And so after a bit of searching, she finds this old tome called Creatures of the Beyond. And she finds a desk like back in the corner of the library. She starts flipping through it. She finally finds a description about creatures going or coming back from the dead. Well, I guess she's trying to kind of match this up against her experiences with Godric last night. And while she does it, she pulls a little mortar and pestle from her bag. She starts like grinding up this little concoction made from herbs and the blood that came off of her jacket last night. And I guess I'd like to gaze into the abyss.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a roll. All right.
1 second. $11.
All right. So, you find yourself sort of reading in the library for several hours before you come across a passage that's translated from Arabic from someone named Al-Nazim, where he refers to the power of a people known as the Gilan and their ability to come back from the dead, and their curious hunger for the what he describes as the touch of humanity.
Okay. So you kind of like see like a little smile come across Vanessa's face, and she kind of jots down the like important notes from this passage, puts the book back on the shelf, and then she'll head to dinner.
Okay. So so as you walk into the dorm room, Paula kind of stands up, looks you in the eye from across. She's like in the back of at the tables. Everyone's sort of eating, and she stands up in her chair and she says, "Attention, everyone! Attention! I found this in Vanessa's room." And she holds up something. Godric, what's she holding up?
Oh God. She's holding up. A Playgirl magazine.
Okay, yeah, that's exactly what she's holding up. She holds up this this Playgirl magazine, and everyone, and like sort of like a gasp rolls around the common room.
No, not quite like that.
And all eyes turn towards you, Vanessa.
All right. So Vanessa, she's kind of had enough of the shit, and she like stands up. She stares right back at was it Paula?
Yeah.
She says, "Is this some kind of game to embarrass me? You think this is gonna do it, you little slut?"
All right, why don't you roll to shut someone down?
Shut someone down is cold. Okay.
That's nice.
Somebody needs to shut these girls down. Damn it!
1 second. I might want to use a string on this.
Okay.
You get +1.
Yeah, it's still gonna only bring you to a 6.
You can't reroll.
Oh.
No, I guess not.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, then it's not worth it because an extra 1 wouldn't do it anyways.
All right. So, sort of like, as you begin speaking, she kind of like holds up the magazine by one page, and like the kind of like the centerfold like rolls out, and everyone starts like laughing around the common room. Why don't you roll the hold steady, unless you just want to remain.
Sure, I'll roll. It's all steady. 9.
And you were going to gain the conditioned embarrassed.
I'm already embarrassed, so.
Squared.
Mortified.
Yeah, you're gonna go to mortified then. That's exactly right.
All right. At some point, we'll have to figure out how to get rid of some of these because I'm running out of space, right?
All right, so this was your hold steady.
Yeah.
All right, so on 79, you can keep your cool, pick an option from the 10 and up list, but also gain the condition terrified. 10 and up list is ask the MC a question about a situation or remove a condition.
So I could trade a condition for terrified?
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't really make sense here.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. I don't know if keeping my cool makes sense either if I'm both embarrassed and mortified. I'd love to choose the other option, but I don't know what question I would ask. I'll just keep my cool. I don't really have a good question to ask right now. So I guess I guess yeah. Vanessa is you can see that she just kind of like turns pale at the laughter, but she kind of just stands there. You'd expect her maybe to like bolt for her room, but but she's sticking around.
Okay. All right. So so Vanessa's just kind of like standing there. Like, what are you like? Are you like clenched, fists clenched, or like everyone is kind of like laughing as Paula kind of like flips through the pages, showing these quite nude men. Cowboy motifs abound.
Bearskin rugs.
No.
Yeah. Alice, what's your reaction to this?
Sorry. Every time you say Alice or Alex, I have to parse which one you're saying.
So I'm gonna try to only say Alice, and Piotr.
Alice.
It actually happened before that I said Alice and then Alex answered.
Oh, okay. So this is, it's not Paula. Wait, I get the twins confused. Was it Paula that was doing this? Okay.
Yeah, Paula and Luis.
That's right.
Right. So what's my reaction?
Yeah.
So Vanessa's kind of standing there, both visibly shaken but not moving.
Yeah. She's kind of like frozen there. Like unwilling to run away, but unwilling, like, not able to like overcome.
So Alice gets Vanessa's eye contact and is looking to her for, some kind of emotion.
I guess you can just kind of see the I guess anger from kind of allowing this to happen, and like the last straw from all the I guess abuse she's gotten from Paula and Louise over the last couple of days since she got here, and it seems like she's about to like pretty much lose it.
I feel like Alice likes that. She doesn't really want to. She doesn't want to douse. She doesn't want to douse those flames. But she also doesn't want to incur Vanessa's wrath. So what Alice is going to do is
duck cover.
Shit, I don't know. This is a tricky situation. I don't know what I want to do here.
All right. So, as you kind of stand there, you can kind of see Vanessa's mouth start to like move a little bit. And at first, it's inaudible, and as you look up, you can see that Vanessa's not looking at you anymore, but she's staring into the eyes of Paula, and her voice gets louder and louder until she's kind of like yelling this gibberish, and I'll cast Wither on Paula.
Okay. All right, give me a roll here.
Damn.
9. Okay. So Wither is a hex. That causes some kind of like it's like people lose their hair or their skin turns spotty or something like that. So I'll go with that. That like Paula's hair is gonna like start falling out. You
I
can
was gonna say,
you
hair sounds good to me.
You can decide whether it happens with immediate effect or not. But I guess on a 7 to 9 it works. But choose one. Either the casting does me 1 harm, the hex has unexpected side effects, or I trigger my darkest self. I guess I'll take.
Yeah, I want to trigger your darkest self.
Okay. Well,
Target the
It
pubes.
certainly
Vanessa.
seems like the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say like.
All right, sure, why not? We'll go with that.
Okay, so like it all kind of like starts to happen in slow motion. Like people are like as you begin to speak in tongues, Paula like points out her finger at you, and just begins like cackling, like almost unable to like stand up, like pointing at like this guy's junk in like the centerfold, and like she just kind of like is like just like beside herself. She like puts one hand on the table, like puts another hand up to like stroke her hair, and like like a whole like bunch of hair comes out in her hand, and she just looks at it and just like screams at the top of her lungs.
So, by the way, something you should know about my darkest self, I guess, is
Just literally
all of my. So, while I'm darkest self, all of my hexes have unexpected side effects and are more effective than I'm comfortable with.
Okay.
all her pubes fall out. So. Extra bonus.
Okay, yeah. So she like pulls out like this clump of hair and just like screams at the top of her lungs.
All right, so yeah, like Vanessa's bizarre muttering has like gone over into laughter, kind of half maniacal laughter, and she's just like shaking her head. She says, I told you what would happen. I told you."
All right. So yeah, so Paula's just like screaming at her hair, and her sister kind of like runs up to her and like grabs the hair out of her hand, and then and like looks at it, and as she does, like a tuft of hair falls out of like Louise's head as well.
So
And
Godric
like,
is
kinda, like,
going
looks at
to.
it.
Godric, who is sitting relatively close to the twins, is going to look at what's going on, and he gets up and puts his hand on each of their shoulders, and his eyelids kind of dilate and go back to normal a little bit. And he says, "I think it'd be best if the two of you went and found the nurse." And then he kind of walks directly and briskly over to Vanessa and grabs her by the hand and says, "I think we should go outside and talk before something happens that you would regret."
Before.
I don't think
So,
that
yeah,
anything that's happened so far is something that she would regret. So
Right. The room has gone like dead quiet. besides,
She takes Godric's hand and like tosses it off her and says like, "Go fuck yourself, Godric."
Yeah.
all right, Godric's gonna try to drag her out of the room.
Okay. So yeah, I guess it's lash out physically, or I guess it'd be shut someone down.
I have
Oh,
no
you-
idea.
I'm gonna give you a -1 on the shut someone down because I feel like Vanessa's kind of in her groove.
She's on a rampage.
8.
Okay. So yeah, I'll say like you can give her the condition like restrained, or you can each lose a string on one another. I guess.
I don't know, man. This like condition thing is driving me friggin' batty. It feels like it's pointless and like it doesn't actually do anything, right? Like I can put restrained on her, but like it's not going to affect anything unless I try to do something again that would take advantage of that, and then like it still wouldn't do anything. You get what I'm saying?
I feel you.
So I don't know.
All right, so
I'll let you
here's
have it.
here's
I feel like I'm missing something.
here's what I'll do. So I'd like to spend one of my strings on Godric to offer him an experience to do what I want, which is to, I guess, in this case, just like back down. And I know he usually doesn't give a fuck and thinks he's in control, but not this time.
Yeah, all right. Godric looks at you and shrugs and walks out of the common room.
All right.
Okay.
So Vanessa like looks around. It's like anybody else have a problem?
All right. Yeah. So like Paula and Louise are kind of like weeping. Louise is kind of like has her hands over her face, and she kind of like pulls her fingers back, and then in the sobbing, she kind of like reaches her hand onto one of her fingers and just like pulls off one of her fingernails, and then like kind of like faints right on the table, like her head like landing in a bowl of spaghetti, like hair like coming out into it.
In the library.
And everyone else in the room is like dead silent.
Are
There's only, like, the faint
are you
whimpering
okay
of,
with me
like,
getting rid of Mortified?
Yeah, I think that's fine. What other conditions do you have? We can probably get rid of a bunch here.
Ignored, embarrassed, and intimidated.
It's like carriage.
Yeah, I think all those are gone. I don't think you're definitely not ignored. That's for sure.
No?
Embarrassed, maybe. Intimidated, I think that's definitely out.
All right.
You could still be embarrassed if you
I'll,
want.
I'll hang
but,
on to embarrassed, I guess.
all right, so what are the
All right.
rest of you guys doing?
Kev, I sent you a whisper. Is that cool?
From before?
Like while this is all going on.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
That's no problem. You can definitely do that. What are Piotr and Alice doing?
I was looking for Alice. So.
The whole time that this kind of started happening, Alice was just like silently nodding yes, as like Vanessa like started mouthing the spell through like the whole hair thing, and she was just like, yes, this is right. This is what needs to happen right now, and then there's like just dead silence in the room, and then you hear as a shutter of a manual camera is going off a few times, and a flash is bouncing off the spaghetti and the head of Paula. Was it that passed out, or was it
Yeah.
the other one?
I think
Because
Paula
I
passed
can't
out,
tell them apart. And Alice snaps a few pictures on her camera before kind of slinking back into the backside of the room.
Okay. Yeah. So Louise kind of like turns to you, Piotr, who's like sitting next to them, and she's like, "Help me get her out of here, you fucking oaf!"
Well, I'm there. I'm at the same place.
Yeah.
Oh.
We were all at dinner.
Yeah, we're all at dinner.
All right,
I
Vanessa.
get up.
Vanessa like marches down to her room. You hear like a loud slam of the door.
Okay.
I like get up and I go over to where to where they're sitting, and I just kind of like casually walk by and like pick up her like spaghetti bowl and like dip my fork in it and like just like walk away with it.
Jesus Christ. All right, so she begins like screaming at somebody else. I don't know. It's going to be like Stefan to like help her get her sister to the nurse, and they're going to exit stage left.
So after they leave, Drake will kind of go around the room, just sort of being like, "Can you believe that? Like, why was her hair falling out? Like, did you see her nail
yeah,
come off?"
everybody's like whispering. Nobody could believe what just happened.
Yeah, so Drake is just going to nurture that and then leave, and then maybe go to like the cafeteria or like some focal point, and then keep spreading the rumor and like spreading it around campus, making
Okay.
sure that everyone knows that in the middle of giving this like tirade, that like both of their hair start falling out.
Okay. Good.
It's, Luis and Paula's Waterloo.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So as Louise is like dragging her sister with Stefan's help out of the front doors of the common room, the doorway is suddenly filled by another figure. It's Gloria. And we'll end there for tonight.
Dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun.
Gloria's quote alive quote.
And behind and standing right behind her is Olivia.
Wait, who?
Olivia, no!
Her?
All right, cool. All right, very good, guys. Nobody has any end of session moves or anything like that. I'm not sure that there are any in Monsterhearts, but okay. So, very good. Thank you guys for playing. You have any questions before we end?
No.
Okay, good.
GG.
All right, good game. If you're watching us on YouTube, come check out our Twitch channel. It's twitch.tv/livefrombeyond. Our YouTube channel should be, if you're watching us on Twitch, should be linked in the comments below. If you like this video, consider subscribing, consider telling your friends who are also into RPGs, or leaving us a comment. If you have a question for anybody on the show here, just leave it in the comments, and we'll be sure to ask it on air. Other than that, I'm Kevin. This is Live from Beyond, and thanks for watching, everybody.